right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Angie, and I get the pleasure of trying to keep your attention while I have penguins sitting here. I also, just like Ron and Linda and Jose, I grew up with a passion for animals, but I did not grow up in Illinois or anywhere where I could have farm animals or horses. I grew up in big city Houston, Texas, and so the animals I got to take care of were my dogs at home. We had a bird, I had a lizard, stuff like that. So I took advantage of every opportunity I could to learn more, to volunteer, to do things like that so that I could get some of that animal interaction and learning. And I told my parents when I was probably a little younger than y'all that I needed to get scuba certified because someday I was going to need that for my job. I convinced them of that. And sure enough, I did that in my job quite a bit. And diving with penguins is quite chilly, by the way, but I did that a lot. Then I went to Texas A&M University in College Station and got my degree in zoology. And so I stayed there and worked on a master's in biology. And while working on my master's, I taught. I taught some kind of pre-med and future teachers, physiology, anatomy and physiology. And I fell in love with teaching. Also, do you want to walk around? Is that what you're trying to tell us? So I fell in love with teaching. And when I finished with my master's, I went out into the research world and for a little bit, but I really missed the interaction with people and also the interaction with animals. And I kind of lucked into the perfect job for me. I started at SeaWorld and worked in the aviculture department, which is all of your birds, but mainly with the penguins, for about 5 years, and then we started our animal ambassador team. And our animal ambassador team takes care of a lot of different animals. Ones I really, really never thought I would work with, like roaches, tarantulas, snakes, which I am terribly afraid of, but I now work with 12-foot-long pythons and king snakes and things like that. But I also work with some really neat animals and some really neat mammals, some really neat birds, and I get to travel all over the country. I get to travel all over the country and teach people about these amazing animals, about things they can do to help out animals and conservation. I get to do TV interviews. I've been on Good Morning America, the Weather Channel, the Today Show, things like that. And I even had the opportunity to travel to South Africa for Conservation Fund and work with penguins there. So it has been an amazing journey and an amazing career. I've been there almost 15 years now and still love every day of what I do. But I do start out every day cleaning poop. Doesn't matter where I am, so be prepared for that. I can go into the animal, but that's right. And you poop a lot, Pete. But enough about me. Let's talk about these two. That's what you're really here to see. This is Pete and Penny. These are called Magellanic penguins. Does anyone know where Magellanic penguins come from? I heard it over here. I heard a couple times. South America, around the coast, Argentina, Chile. That is where they are native to. Did everyone know there's penguins in South America? Where else are penguins? Australia. Antarctica. South Africa. We mentioned going there and talking about penguins. Pretty much everywhere south of the equator you can find penguins. So what is it that is threatening penguins out in the environment? What do you think? I'm going to wake you kids up. What is that? Overfishing. That is a huge problem. Penguins like to, oh, they love backpacks too. Penguins like to feed on small schooling fish, so anchovies, and different types of schooling fish they will feed on. Unfortunately, if they have to travel too far from their nesting beaches to find that fish, it can be pretty detrimental to them because you figure if you have a big group of penguins, it's a little harder for predators to take one and get away with it. But when they have to travel so far, they're in smaller groups and they're easier prey for animals. But also, If they travel too far, they're not going to get back to that nesting beach if it's time for chicks to feed those chicks, and that's not going to lead to a very successful breeding season or chick population for that year. What else besides overfishing? Climate change, that can definitely have an effect on them. Not only because it affects the waters that they swim in, but it affects where their food source is moving to as well. So it can definitely have an effect. And help with that rescue effort. But it is a process and definitely a commitment of love to the animals that we rescue. All right, let's get you off the table because something else is happening.